Welcome back, everyone, to Grit, Guts, and Gab, where we talk about perseverance, determination, and resilience, and basically anything else. What are we talking about today?
Well, hello everyone. I'm Jenny, and
And I'm Tamika.
I thought today we talked a little bit about this last week, but prioritizing your time. Because we talked about that with the holiday weekend and all the stuff that we chose to do for the holiday weekend. How do we prioritize our time? How was
Yeah.
your last week? Let's start there.
I was going
How
to
did you
say, before we get into that, I'd like to know how your Easter turned out. Mine actually turned out more exciting and unplanned than I expected because the high school had a fundraiser where they put eggs around the yard, and it was torrential downpours. So I'm like, chocolate eggs with chocolate in it's probably gonna go bad. So I went out in the rain, picked up it's like 56 eggs. It was 75 of them. I'm like, I can't. This is enough. And I just dried them off, hid them around the house the next day. So they were able to have a little outside, inside Easter egg hunt after church. And they had a little sign saying, Happy Easter. And it was good. They enjoyed it. They said it was one of their best Easters ever. And I got them a little basket. There we go.
That's
Um,
nice.
Went above and beyond what I expected. We ended up going to brunch instead of cooking. So I didn't get a chance to try your
Oh,
meal. How was your meal
I
and
did.
day?
I did pretty good. Like the hash brown thing from Instagram turned out pretty good. Like I
Okay.
had to kind of wing it. Next time I think I like a little more salt on my stuff. So I think I should have
Okay.
put salt on the hash browns while they were cooking. But
Cooking, yeah.
other than that, they turned out pretty good.
All right. So you hear that people believe everything you hear on the internet, including the show.
Or not.
Okay. Don't do that. Don't do that.
It
Just kidding.
turned out pretty good. I was pretty excited. And then, of course, I made cinnamon rolls and I did a lot of cooking that day, but it didn't feel like a lot. My
Okay.
husband helped with the dishes and cleanup, so it didn't take as long. So it was nice. It
Okay.
was a good
Great.
day.
I'm glad. Glad you had a good day.
Yeah.
And
So
then the week happened. So after that happened, then it's like, all right, it's going really well. And then it just unraveled. I don't know if it was just the combination of the gloominess, the rain, the cold front that came through, but my usual routine of going walking before the kids get on the bus, and it just was thrown off. And I feel like that is a key piece that I need to make sure I'm maintaining when it comes to prioritizing my time, because not doing that, I feel like it threw off the rest of this entire week consistently. Like, I don't know. It was just not a lot of long days at work, a lot of hours trying to deal with computer issues. It was one thing after another. And then it was like the roads were closed. So they're doing construction. And then my son was late for practice. And like, it was just a whole, my daughter got hurt. Like, it was one thing after another. And it was just so many people coming at me at one time that it's
yeah.
feeling hard. I don't know that I did a great job of prioritizing my time this week.
I don't feel like I did either. I had a lot of curveballs thrown at me as well. So it's hard when those curveballs come at you to recover and still prioritize what you need for yourself to make it through your week.
Well, sounds like you said you had a couple of curveballs that came your way,
Yeah,
but
I know. It's hard. So how
hopefully
do
you're able to
you
get those worked out
prioritize?
and they're not curving your balls right now.
I
For
know.
me, I was able to try to do a little journaling in the afternoon and evening, but for the most part, I feel like I wasn't as mindful and focused and
Mhm.
attentive the way that I would want to be in those activities. But I know that just because something happened, it doesn't mean that you can't start over and give it the old college try.
Yeah, I like to stretch before bed and do like a little Pilates type movements. Probably not full Pilates because I'm not sweating when I'm done, but I've at least, stretched and I feel like good before bed. Oh, and we lost Tamika during this recording. Hopefully she'll come back. But, stretching before bed does kind of help focus me for bedtime. Okay.
Yes.
So after that little break that we had, I don't know what exactly happened, but I guess we'll see during the recording, right? Another curveball of the week for me. Uh, I was talking about stretching, and I like to stretch before bed because it helps my rumination at night. Like when you're up and you're like, I should have done this, I could have done that, and you go through the
Mhm.
replay. I like to stretch before bed.
And you're like, get it out. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. I'm like, your rumination. I'm like, a rheumatoid? Not the same thing.
Yeah.
Ruminations are in our head. Rheumatoid arthritis is something completely different, which I guess you could have rumination about rheumatoid, but I get it. I don't know if I ever thought about stretching, but do you have anything on your mind when you're stretching? Or is it
No,
like,
I'm
my mind
usually
is clear?
watching
I'm
TV.
just literally just doing it.
My animals, the second I'm on the ground, I have a cat that's like a piranha. She like walks around me, so I'm trying to keep her away from my hair. And my dog is like stand likes to stand over me too. So, it's usually more of like protecting my fingers and my hair from the animals.
Gotcha. I'm
While
like,
I'm
they have
stretching.
no personal space. They're like, hey, what we doing? It's stretch time. Time to
Yeah,
stretch. I love it.
yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I do you can you say that you did that this week? Is that one of the things that you would say you did prioritize?
I prioritized that a couple of nights. I didn't do it at like every night that I like, but I did do it like 3 out of the 5 working nights this week. So, not too
Well, I
bad.
will say my win for the week as far as prioritizing is meal prepping on the weekend. So I did not have to prepare meals for anyone this week, and that has been such a relief because I don't know where I would have squeezed in the time to be able to do it. So everybody has their own shelf, their own side, or whatever, and then they just grab their containers and you could eat what you want to eat or don't eat any. Like it's up to you. But I don't have to worry about preparing meals, and it
Yeah.
definitely frees up my time. I did whip up a couple of little quesadillas on Taco Tuesday, but it was only because I had the ground turkey already and decided to do something different with it.
Yeah, I made enough food on Sunday because I made like my brunch and then I made my dinner. If you listen to the
Mhm.
last episode,
Yes.
lunch and dinner, kind of an early dinner. We have so much food left over, like a lot of food left over. Our fridge was packed, so I didn't cook at all this week.
Okay. Well, hey, look at that. To
Yeah,
us, not cooking. There's a win. Think about all the hours that you just got back in your life by not cooking because you already spent hours cooking the first day, like when you prepare it. And then if you didn't have enough for that day, you have to put hours into. I mean,
yeah,
I guess maybe not hours. I don't know what people. Or I guess you can use air fryer or crock pots or something else to do some of the work for you. But it's still a lot of prepping and cleaning and washing things and it's a lot of more steps than I think people realize. So kudos to people who cook every day.
yeah.
I hope you love it because yeah, I that's a
I
lot
don't
of
mind
time.
the cooking. I really dislike the cleanup.
Ah, I see you. Okay. Now, are you one of those splashers that every time you cook something, it's like splash, splash, splash? Like you don't even have grease. You just boiled the egg. How is it this much dirt? Because
No,
that's how I feel like my husband cooks. He'll use 7 containers just to make one thing. Like, what are we doing? Well, I got to transfer this into that, and then that one into this time, and then I got to shake it over here, and then I got to move that over there, and then all right. So 19 containers, 17 skillets later, all you have is some broccoli. And it's like,
That's
What was
my summer with my kids.
okay, gotcha. I'm
I
like,
go to
what?
do the dishes at like 4 o'clock, and like every pot and pan and every dish and every spoon is dirty. It's like, how can this be? It's only been like 8 hours.
Like, we just unloaded the dishwasher and it's like already there. And I guess maybe prioritizing over the summer, trying to figure out how to balance that. But this week, I just feel like I let things get to me, or maybe I was thinking I was trying to prioritize. You know how you try to outsmart yourself? You're like, if I work on this now, then I'll have more time later. But then the now turns into now I'm taking away time from my family, from my friends, from my own personal time. And I don't know that I ever got it back. Like I don't
Yeah.
know that the putting in the extra time really made up for the time lost. So when it comes to prioritizing, because again, I value time probably more than all, and health right up there with it. I just, I don't, not things that you can really get back. You can get healthier, yes. Time I can never get back. It's gone once it's gone. And I definitely want to be more intentional about it.
Talking about it, I feel like I need to be more intentional about it because, like, my kids come first, my job comes first, dinner comes first, my husband comes first, like, the animals come first. I feel like everything comes first, and prioritizing myself is usually last.
So how do you
Except for
flip
the
that
stretch
script?
weeks. Like, everybody leaves, and then I'm there with the animals and I can stretch by myself.
I thought you said the garage sales. I'm like, you go to garage sale? You're like, when my stretching. I'm like,
No.
gotcha. Your stretching moment is the only moment you're like, I have to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to journal, and I did mention that when we had the little spinning thing a moment ago. And I just feel like normally when I'm journaling, because I have a book that's like 1,000 things you don't know about me, but they ask you the most random questions that it's like, I don't know if I know that about me. Because it was like, one of them was like, what do you want your epitaph to say? I'm not sure. Like, and then I'm like, you know what? I really want people to know that I would like it to be said that people who've met me felt that they were heard and seen and that their lives are better from having known me. So that would be, I feel like, that I made the world ideally a better, happier place because I was here, is the end game.
Oh,
Because when I was in college, we had to do a shading activity where you have to go around to shade different headstones, and you had to come back and report why you picked that one. And I picked one that the person was like, she was a wife, she was a mother, she was a grandmother. And I'm like, but who was she? You named who she was to everyone else, but it really resonated with me because it really felt like that person was almost invisible. They were like, they were something to someone else, but who was the person themselves? And so that has always stuck with me.
that is pretty powerful because I feel like I am a
You're like, I'm a mother. You're like, this, a wife,
wife. I'm a worker.
employee, like a friend, a sister. Yeah, you're.
I'm a driver. I'm a
Yeah.
chef, but
Mhm.
like nothing that is me. When I have downtime, I have found myself like walking around like pacing. Do I clean? No, I shouldn't be cleaning because that's not really enjoyable. But it is enjoyable, but it isn't. So what else do I do? And I'll just like walk around not knowing what to do. Yeah.
I mean, I think you say you like binge watching TV shows. I don't know if you have anything or that
I
you're
have a
into
lot
now.
of shows, but like,
Okay.
you kind of want to be more than a TV watcher. I
I
listen
don't
to
want to, I don't want to be
music,
just known as a TV watcher. Like, I don't know. Pick up a hobby. What are you going to like start crocheting and knitting or something? Pickleballing? What are you doing?
I have no hand-eye coordination. So I don't know yet. Like I'm a good project manager, but
Okay.
I
Well,
can
you
plan
have to
trips for the
manage your
weekend.
own life. That is it. That's the biggest project of all time. How do I get this person to prioritize themselves? Because as we all know, we can talk the game about if we're not taking care of our own health and well-being, we really can't be there for other people because eventually we crash and burn out, and it's like we snap on everyone because I feel like I have no time to myself. So this is why
Yeah,
I guess
been
it's
there, done
important.
that.
Yeah. It's important to weave that in somewhere along the way so that we don't have those blow ups. It's like you keep putting air in the balloon, and at some point, it's gonna pop. It's gonna pop.
Yeah, I do have to figure that out for myself. Maybe if other people are listening, they need to figure that out for themselves too, and I'm not alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to figure that out.
So, well, usually writing. I used to write poetry and stuff, but again, I'm caught up in this book because it has literally the most random things that it will say, and I'm like, wow, I don't know that I ever really thought about that ever. Like, one of the questions was like, "What have you done that was illegal?" I'm like, I don't know that I've done anything that was illegal, but I'm like, maybe driving above the speed limit. No, it's like, is that illegal? Technically, it is, but I'm like, I don't know that I don't have a good, I was like, stick them up or something. I don't have any stories that's knock on wood that I want to have because I don't really do jail. I'm really afraid of the idea of prison, jail, the whole
Yeah.
locked up, can't get out. How you just said you'd like being at home by yourself, with the pets. There's a whole difference when you're like at home because you're choosing to be and people are gone. It's another when you're like locked in and cannot go anywhere because you're
Yeah.
imprisoned in your own home or anywhere else for that matter. So I think that it's a different perspective, and I'm good. I don't need certain things. I don't need to experience.
No,
I'm okay. I'm okay not knowing.
no, I don't want to be in jail.
Those scared straight programs from when I was in junior high really did scare me straight because they had some very colorful stories that they did no holds bar. It was like, what was the name of that little show? It was like Oz. It was like listening to Oz in junior high. And you're like, am I supposed to know this story? I don't know if I should know about your shake that you made. Okay, sure. Great. Yeah, we got off. I'm sorry, I just veered into
No, I love that.
prioritizing your time so that you don't end up in prison or peeling shanks or being a scared straight person who is coming to junior highs and telling a story.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I feel like it is hard to prioritize your time and figure out what you like to do with your time. When my kids were little, there was no time.
Mhm.
And then eventually they got a little older because any twins moms out there, you know what I'm talking about. Like, you get zero time. Having
Mm.
two kids at the same time, or even Irish twins, probably, but like, there was no time. And they were running in different directions, and you were always on and exhausted by the end of the day, and there's no time. And then all of a sudden they got older, and like one time we brought them to the Mall of America in the Nickelodeon universe, and they were all riding a ride, and we didn't have to go with. We were like,
Wow.
this
You're
is
like,
weird.
this is freedom. This is what freedom feels like.
You
Them
know,
on a 15-second ride. You're like, this is freedom, people.
it was freedom. Oh my gosh, it was so crazy.
You're
We
like,
were,
go again, again, again. Yeah,
yeah.
I
And
can
that was
imagine.
all.
I remember being able to not have to carry pack and plays and diaper bags. That was like, just the amount of extra weight and things you need to have to grab before you even leave the house. Like
Yes.
that.
It
Yeah,
was double with twins. It literally
I
was
didn't even think
double.
about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, like
Yeah.
double
So,
the fun. Yep.
you kind of give up who you are being a mom to young kids. And then all of a sudden, now I have teenagers and a young adult. It's like they
You're
need
like,
you, but it's different. And now they shut their door and they don't want to talk to you. And yeah, I have all this free time. It's like the
so
empty nester without being an empty nester yet.
no. Picture the 21-year-old version of you. What would you want to do?
21-year-old?
I'm like, maybe you can dig out some of those old dreams that you need to dust off. You're like, and not go to the club or do something like that.
I was
What
going to the club.
you're like, go to the club, go to the latest dance, let's get it. But what would that person? have wanted to be doing
A
in their
lot
free
more spontaneous stuff
time?
and like traveling.
Okay.
So, yeah, I like
Let's
going to
let's
concerts and music. So,
tapping into that old energy that you're like, let me revive this person pre-kids
mhm.
version of myself. Who was I? What did I like to do? I liked trying out new random sports. Like I played kickball and volleyball. It's not a new sport, but like I was one of those like, let me get to know people. Let me try to do this. I had a kickball team. Shout out to Bruise on First. Yes, it is exactly what you think it is. And we did not win us. We did we win a game? I think we won one game. Like we're like 1 in 10, but we were like that one game was like, yes, you would have thought we were won the gold medal in the Olympics the way that we won that one game. But we realized that some of the teams were not beginners the way that they said that they were, and
Yeah,
yeah, we were playing against professional kickballers, apparently, if that is a thing, because they were definitely kicking the ball into other people's games. When you can kick the ball so hard that you're now kicking 2 or 3 fields over, you probably don't need to be. This is how do you guard for that? You can't have people set up in another person's game. Like there's no way. That's home runs every time. Like it was, but that's the kind of stuff that I like to do. In addition to I like traveling, of course, trying to see all 50 states. Knock on wood, I was able to achieve that. So, my next goal is 10 countries in 10 years, and let's see what we can rack up. So that's
yeah,
it. The countries, you have to save a few more pennies in order to go. It's not like just driving to the next state across the border and having a day trip. It requires a lot more planning and trying to
yeah,
figure out how you can get two or three for one because you know the way my bank account is set up, I don't really have that unless somebody would like to sponsor my travel. I'd be more than happy to do this podcast from any country other than maybe a war zone area, maybe a little dangerous. The Wi-Fi may be spotty. So
yeah,
other than that, I'm ready to go. Let's
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, I know. I like traveling too, but I feel like all my money goes to my kids. So I got to figure out stuff that I can do that's like low cost for now.
Yeah.
Eventually, my kids are going to be done with college and hopefully supporting themselves. I feel like I'm going to be a millionaire with
Yeah, you're like a
time,
million.
resources, money, like so many things.
Like, what am I gonna do with my life? I guess one of the things you can start with if you want to be something simple would be maybe being a tourist in your own town.
Okay.
Is like what can I do? Like find, I'm sure at this point AI will tell you what is something weird and interesting that I could do in my town. And that's a low cost. And then they're like, you know what? They're having the baby horse chicken festival that's located somewhere. You're like, wow, let's see this. And yeah.
I need to do a little bit more of that. I have reading a book or listening to a book on tape still on my list from my
Okay.
New Year's resolution.
Gotcha.
I
Well,
still
I have
haven't.
been doing that. Knock on wood, 2 books a month. I've been sticking to that for the last 2 or 3 years. So I have switched to audiobooks because it's a lot easier and you drive a lot. So now will your kids want to listen to whatever book you're listening to? Probably
Put
not.
it in
But
the earbuds.
you're like, they're not
Yeah.
listening anyway. But yes, I have been
I got
listening to them.
hours and hours of travel time this summer. So like I'm
Mm,
driving my kids all over. So I need to find some good audiobooks.
mm.
I need to like I have a
Yeah, I'll send
playlist.
you, I'll send you some things that you can let me know what you're into. But we're trying to try different genres just so that you're not caught up in like this one type of book. So we've done almost everything,
Ooh,
mystery from like whatever the little vampire esque kind of things to rom coms to just very serious books. Like yeah, it's been a range of things that some definitely better than others. The rom coms, of course, go a little bit faster. We did a lot of those for the Christmas season, just
yeah.
because a lot of the books were free, and it's like, let's try this. Let's find out some random person moving a tinsel and finding Santa Claus and falling in love. Yeah, so that was, it's weird, but
Okay, I'm totally gonna have to take your recommendations. Listening to other people's podcasts, like I haven't really done that. I want to learn how to be better at posting on Instagram, advertising our podcast. You know,
yes,
like
grit, guts, and gab, everybody. I'm just saying, give
yeah,
me a hint.
maybe learning a language is on my
Mhm.
list. I mean, a long time ago, I took a lot of French classes, so
Oui, oui.
that's about all I remember. But I was 2 or 3 classes away from a minor in French. I don't know why I
Okay.
did it.
I only know Femi la bouche and Appuie-moi de la louche. After me, the flood.
Oh,
It was
yes.
a lyric from a song. Shout out to Regina Spektor.
I mean,
Yes.
I do have France on my like bucket list, you know?
Okay. All right. Sponsors, you hear that? If you'd like to send us to France so that we can continue recording this show,
Yeah, record the show at the Eiffel Tower.
that's what I'm saying. Or any tower. It doesn't matter. Whatever. A little French farm, something, another. Hopefully with heat or air, depending on the time of the year it is. And yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. I believe in
So
us.
I
It's
do
happening.
have to kind of figure this out because I only have like another year left. And then
Hmm.
I am considered an empty nester. And I don't want to go crazy during my alone time. Like, you know what I mean? With nothing to do because I am a mother, I'm a
Yeah.
wife, I'm
I'm
an
a chauffeur.
employee.
So when you think about it, you have 5 minutes. Set a timer for 5 minutes if anybody else wants to try this activity, and just write down as many things as you can think of that you would want to do or think about doing. Because if we sit and think about it, we overthink it. Well, like, no, I can't really ride in a hot air balloon. It's too windy here. I live in Chicago. It's the windy city or something. Like I don't. We would talk ourselves out of all of it. Just write it down. Like, I'm gonna learn to ride a motorcycle or something. Like I don't, it may or may not happen, but at least we have our list that we could work from, something to pick from, versus you just sticking with one thing that you think you're supposed to have. Like one of somebody I know who says, "Hey, I'm picking up all my like old lady habits now, so that they can be ready." I'm like, "What? Like, why? What is it a thing? What's an old lady?" Like, I'm sorry, Blanche Devereaux had it going on. She did not sit around knitting all day. I'm just saying, you could be whoever you like to be. Do not let age dictate what you said. That's why I wanted you to imagine your 21-year-old virgin self,
Yes.
because I think that you would have had more spunk and spontaneity, as you just said, and you wouldn't be so. Well, what are they gonna say if I decide to start going to the club and learning the latest dances, like, and start doing my own little videos of it,
Yeah.
TikToks. Mm,
My kids would be so embarrassed if I did
I,
that.
but you see, but the 21-year-old version of you wouldn't care about people being embarrassed. You would just do it because you love to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just block them. Like, don't let them see your account. Like, it's hidden. You never know. They're like, and then their friends be coming up to them. Have you seen this lady? She looks a lot like your mom. Like, that is my mom.
Bro.
No.
Yeah. I will do that. I will make a list. I have said I'm going to make a list and then I get busy and then I don't make a list, but I do
We're
need
gonna
to
check
make
on
a
that
list.
list. Check it on the list, people. That's what we
Hmm.
gotta do.
Hmm. Because prioritizing your time is really important because you are, I know that I am more than a mom, a wife, a worker,
Mhm.
eventually maybe a grandma. Like, I don't want that to be
Mhm.
on my
Yes.
tombstone.
Yes.
I'm more than that.
Yes, you are.
So,
And the world's about to see.
yeah, just have to figure it out
Hmm.
before the empty nester.
Yeah. You'll have plenty of time to test out a few things and see what works, what's sticking, and maybe coming up with a new list after that. If you're like, I've nailed all this stuff, let me come up with something else now.
Hmm. Hmm. You are really good at prioritizing your time. I'm a little envious.
Mm, I have my moments. Again, this week has been very trying, but some of it is self-induced. It's not necessarily because someone else. I just think I can outsmart time, but I can't. I cannot. It is what it is. I can't say that I'm going to create something now and then give me more time later because later can have its own set of problems. And so when you have a moment to take it, to breathe, take the moment to breathe because that's where I feel like I went wrong of not prioritizing my exercise this week, not just taking a break and walking away because maybe I would have had more clarity. Maybe I would have been able to accomplish things more efficiently if I wasn't just trying to make myself do it to try to buy time later.
Yeah. So better boundaries, hopefully, this next week for you at work.
With myself, like my own personal boundaries, because nobody else is again self-induced boundaries. Nobody's putting the boundary on me. I am putting it on myself.
Yeah.
Take off the handcuffs and free myself from these imaginary things that don't exist, and just do my best when I can. And if the time runs out and it's time for me to prioritize myself or something else, then I need to dedicate that time to that.
I like that. Okay, so this next week we're going to be better.
We're going to be better. I am writing it down. Better. just one word. Just right now. Better. I'm gonna be better. I am
Better at
prioritizing my
prioritizing yourself.
time
Yeah.
and boundaries, and you're going to create that list
I am going to create that list
of empty nest activities.
Mm-hmm.
My nest is nowhere near empty because I still have a fourth grader. So I have a lot more years to come. By the time my kids are out of the house, they would have activities that aren't even created yet. They don't. They haven't even created. They haven't even developed whatever I will be doing when they become empty. When I become an empty nester, I have to.
Yeah. You have a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
You are at the time where I was like, oh, this is what it's like to have a moment by yourself.
Yeah, a moment, not just the 15 seconds of them riding around the little ride. I guess a bit longer of a moment because yeah. But thank you all for joining us again. Grit, Guts, and Gab podcast is discussing determination, perseverance, resilience, and basically anything else, including prioritizing. So let us know how it's working out for you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Adios or